Okay, so one challenge we're having with leash chub, this native Utah fish that's a species of concern, is the quarantine procedure. So when you bring in a native fish to a lab or a hatchery, you have to do a quarantine procedure. You can't just let them go and start, let them throw, I can't just throw them in these big tanks first thing. I have to treat them for parasites and pathogens first off. And so day one, we did this hydrogen peroxide treatment, or after a couple of days. And then 2 days ago and today, we've been doing a saltwater bath. And again, we're basically just trying to pull anything out possible to be able to kill off parasites and pathogens and get a healthy brood stock or population of spawning fish. And so 2 days ago, my intern put these females in this Laffy Taffy container, and one of these bubblers was in there, and the bubbler was completely immersed as I asked him to do. The females were stressing out a lot, and he said they started to go belly up. Okay? And for some reason, the males, which are both of these containers, were just fine. All of the males were in one Laffy Taffy container, and they had the bubbler fully immersed in there, and they were fine for some reason. Well, today, we came in and we found 103 dead female fish. Lots of females floating in this tank. The ammonia levels were really high in this tank. But the male tank was pretty close to that. The ammonia levels were, let's see, grab this chart here. Yeah, so ammonia levels were quite high. I guess we've got measurements here. Ammonia. Yeah, anyway, ammonia levels were quite high in both tanks. But we had a lot of dead females in here, and I suppose, now if I remember correctly, the bubbler was in this tank, and over the last 2 days, we had a lot of mortalities, and I think those dying fish just increased the ammonia levels even more in the tank, and it was kind of a domino effect. So anyway, we're going to keep the bubbler out of this female tank and just keep this filter going. And this filter is going to, I believe, create enough oxygen for those females. I feel like females struggle more with higher oxygen levels. Just when the bubbler is intense and rigorous and you get a lot of flow, that stresses them out. Now over here, our males are not doing so hot in the saltwater treatment today. I originally put all of them in one Laffy Taffy container, and I noticed a lot of them came up gasping for air, coming up to the surface. And these females, I noticed, are doing that a little bit as well. So I put a gentle bubbler in, just immersed it a little bit, and those males seem to be more relaxed now, kind of schooling at the bottom. I did lose a few. Again, they seem to be kind of swarmed together, and when I didn't have the bubbler in there, they swarmed together and they were kind of gulping for air. So I think what I'm learning here is a couple of things. Leash chub like gentle bubbles, gentle oxygen amounts, gentle flow, and they also do not do well at high densities, right? And so I spread out the quarantine procedure. I made 2 saltwater tanks here, just very, very low concentration of salt, to spread them out a little bit more. But anyway, yeah, our female numbers are way down. I did add a male to the female tank. I wanted to see if that might change the behavior a little bit. I guess kind of thinking of experiences with a rooster and a flock of hens, can create some different conditions that way. And then Anyway, yeah, it's scratching my head a little bit about the males.